Hey guys, behind me is our latest project truck, the 2020 Silverado 1500 Trail Boss. But this video is actually not about the truck, but what's behind the truck. In this video, I'm gonna show you our latest TFL truck trailer that we purchased recently with a lot of help from a lot of people. And I'll let you know what we're doing with it, so come along. And I've got my buddy Case, our new intern at TFL Truck, helping me. He's behind the camera. Say hi.
How's it going?
And Case will be helping me with the trailer. And well, let me show you the trailer first, and then we're gonna seal the deck because it's got wood deck on top of this trailer. This trailer is from North Star Company, and it's an iron bowl. It's a 14,000 pounds gross vehicle weight trailer. Let me show you some of the features. We have an adjustable height tongue and really heavy duty construction, C-channel, steel frame, and locking tongue. Everything is proper. We've got a breakaway cable. We've got chains that we kind of just attached to the Trail Boss here to bring the trailer over for some work and maintenance. And of course, we're gonna make this trailer look good for a very long time by doing the seal on the wood. We have the manual jack, and it's a single speed, not a double like you see on some of the goosenecks. So it's really heavy duty. You see these jacks and stands landing gear on some very heavy trailers. So it's basically adjustable leg, and you crank on the handle here. Single speed, so it kind of takes a little while. But you lift the tongue of the trailer this way. And as I said, the guys at North Star and Iron Bowl let us have the trailer for a really good deal, so we can show it to you guys and use it throughout this year and maybe into the future past that as well. These are 7,000 pound axles, so two of them. So gross vehicle weight rating for this trailer is 14,000 pounds. The trailer itself weighs close to about 2,800 pounds, maybe 3,000. So you could really put a vehicle that weighs about 11,000 pounds maximum on this, which is a lot of capacity. Between these fenders, it's almost 83 inches actually. So it should accommodate most widths on most axles on a SUV. We're also going to be carrying side-by-sides like the Polaris on this trailer, which is a little bit overkill for the Polaris here. But we also want to bring like our Land Rover somewhere, maybe Mercedes ML, some of the project vehicles that we have. If we want to tow them to a trail or go to Moab, we have this trailer now available for that. So 16-foot flat deck, and there's a 2-foot dovetail. Dovetail basically means it's kind of at an angle down below, and these are manual slide-out ramps. We had an option of doing it this way with a slide-out, or actually flip-up ramps that remain upright while in stow, while you're towing. And we didn't like the look of it. It's more of a construction look. We wanted kind of more of a clean appearance. And these are really heavy steel ramps. So let me kind of show you how this works. All right, so you put it over this lip in the back, and these are very heavy duty, so you can indeed drive a very heavy vehicle onto this trailer using these ramps. And obviously these ribs help with traction as you're climbing up this trailer. You can also equip it with other accessories like a winch if you have a broken down vehicle, maybe a couple of toolboxes, but it's got a good tie down system. You have rub rails here, stake pockets, D-rings. So have 4 D-rings. We're thinking about, when towing like an SUV, using a tire strap. So if the front tire was about here, you could actually tie down on both sides over here. So I kind of like that solution quite a lot. When they ship these trailers, actually, there are no fenders mounted. That way they can stack them and carry them on a semi-truck. But the fenders are actually mounted with 4 bolts. So if you peek in here, there are 2 bolts on the back and 2 bolts in the front on either side. And so if this fender is too tall, for example, if we decide to carry a car on here, if we could get a car up that ramp, sometimes this, when you open the door, may hit the fender. So If we want a solution for that, we could lower the fender a little bit. I don't want to take it off because it will fling rocks and mud. Get another fender, or actually raise the floor a little bit by putting an extra board on the floor of the trailer. So we have options, but we're not thinking about carrying cars. We're thinking about carrying butch SUVs for off-roading or side-by-sides. So I think this is just perfect. We have a spare tire mounted on this trailer as well, and I chose to put it up here on the front rail. There was an option to put it maybe on the side, but I was afraid on the side here for the spare tire. First of all, there's less access to the rub rail tie downs here. And also, when you're in the truck, for example, this Trailbot doesn't have a really wide-reaching mirror. It kind of blocks some of the vision towards the back of the trailer. So I decided to put the tire up here, and the guys at Jayhawk Trailers, who helped us out with this in a big way, actually welded the bracket right here. So they did it very quickly. So a big thanks to Jayhawk Trailers for not only making, the deal with North Star work, but also adding some accessories like the spare tire. And maybe even with this tire here, there's some room to mount a nice toolbox right here as well. We considered getting a steel deck. It's a special order. But what's bad about the steel deck trailer is actually it gets slippery when it gets cold. Obviously a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice. We are in Colorado. It gets cold, 4 or 5 months out of the year. So it gets very slippery and very dangerous. So the wood is the next solution, which is good, but this is unsealed wood, pressure treated pine, and we're gonna solve that problem today because we also have a lot of sun in Colorado, and we want to protect the wood from curling or warping and not looking good and not being functional. So I've said enough. Now it's time for the intern Case to actually do the work, the heavy lifting, and actually seal this deck and make it look nice and last long. All right, Case, well, it's time for you to go to work. Here you go.
Sounds good. So out here in Colorado, it's pretty dry. This pressure treated wood should actually last in most places for, some people say, up to 10 years. But since our conditions out here are pretty harsh, we want to make sure we protect our investment.
So how did you choose this? I mean, there's different colors, different types of seals, stains. What are some of the options?
So there's a number of different options. You can stain it. A lot of people bedline it. We wanted to make sure that nothing got too hot because the sun here in Colorado is pretty intense. So the nice thing is that we're starting out with a clean surface. That way I won't be sealing in any dirt or any rocks. So we should be able to get a pretty nice finish on this thing. So I already put down some masking tape. That way we don't get any of the sealer on the metal itself. It's a new trailer, so we want to keep it looking as nice as possible. Now when you initially open these things up, it's gonna be separated. All of your thinner is gonna rise to the top, whereas the sealer itself is going to be at the bottom. So what you wanna do is get one of these mixing sticks. They'll give you these things for free at any hardware store, wherever you pick these up. So now that I've been mixing this together for a while, you can see we've got a pretty even consistency through here, which means I should be good to go ahead and start mixing this with the product that's gonna add a little traction to our final finish. I haven't used one of these additives before when I've stained wood, so I'm interested to see if it spreads pretty evenly or if it's just going to end up in one spot. Hopefully it'll turn out pretty well, because this is my boss's trailer. I'm covering up the last couple planks of the trailer here. Now, these rollers are really great for getting the majority of something painted quickly, but you still have to go through afterwards and get the edges with a brush. So we're back after letting it dry over the weekend. When I was at the hardware store, I was led to believe that the product we were using was a little bit more of a sealer than a stain. It turns out that it's more of a stain, so it didn't hold that traction material on there very well. But at the same time, we're pretty happy with the finish. Obviously, the more time you get to spend on it, you can apply a lot of light coats, wiping off the excess to get it really, really nice and even, but at the end of the day, this is just a trailer. All we really care about is that UV protection, and this should get us that for sure.
Case, this looks really good. How long did it take you?
Not much more than an hour.
All right, not bad. So that's the first coat. Maybe we'll do a second coat maybe next month and actually have a good long-lasting trailer. And of course, big thanks to Iron Bull from North Star, and of course Jayhawk Trailers. And go back to TFLtruck.com for more news, views, and real-world truck reviews.